going to take a look back at our NostraDumbass predictions from the just prior to the season, or maybe it was the first week of the season we made these. I forget when.
It was like March 30th, I think, or
maybe it was
somewhere around there.
before it started.
Just before it started.
We
It's
look
like our
brilliant.
kickoff show of the year.
We look brilliant on some of these and mostly stupid on the majority of these picks. But
yeah,
I mean, we can just go division by division. We started off with the East, the NL and AL East. We both actually had the Yankees and Braves winning those divisions, which picking the Yankees, they're going to be most likely in the wild card. That wasn't a terrible pick. And the Braves I think their magic number is 1 as of this evening. They might be able to take, or maybe they already took care of that tonight. I'm not sure. So those weren't too crazy. We were pretty much spot on for the Central divisions, as we both had the White Sox winning, which came to fruition. I did have the Brewers winning.
You did.
And you had the Cardinals, which looked like a terrible pick for basically the whole year until 18 days ago, after they've now won 18 in a row.
No, they won 17 in a row. They lost the 18th and came back and beat the Brewers again tonight.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I thought I didn't see that they had lost. I thought I saw they won today, so I thought that was 18 in a row.
So they've beat the Brewers now 5 of the last 6 games they've played one another. So that's interesting.
The Brewers are necessarily putting their A lineup out there after they've already clinched. So, but we'll see. It makes me ill to witness whatever devil magic the Cardinals are using to win so many games in a row to come out of fucking nowhere to clinch a wild card spot. I did not have that predicted. In the West, we had both had the A's winning the AL West.
Whoops.
Which looked okay for a while, but
whoops.
I mean, Houston definitely ran away with that, and now the A's are not even in the wild card race anymore, which is kind of hard to believe. You had the Dodgers, who is pretty much everyone's pick. Obviously not a bad pick, but they're not. Well, they still have a shot at winning the AL West or the NL West. But I picked the San Diego Padres, and this might be the worst prediction going forward in this whole conversation, because I had them winning the World Series. And they are going to struggle to get to 500 at this point. We chronicled.
Yeah, what a crazy year.
Yeah, we chronicled their incredible meltdown last week in episode 82. But boy, that was a bad pick on my part. It seemed like everything was going to work. Massive injuries, disappointing seasons by a lot of players. Crazy times. Do you want to get into our MVPs and Cy Youngs? I've got these written down here. If you need to refresh your memory.
You want to get to some bad Pete picks.
Well, you know what? I missed. We didn't talk about our wild card picks.
Let's do wild card picks then, because then we on the one episode we just did we ran through wild card and then World Series predictions.
Well, yeah, we did our wild card picks where you had the Angels and Blue Jays, which Blue Jays might not be bad. Angels,
yeah,
I think they were just ahead of the Tigers in the AL wild card.
Yeah, that was bad. I said they would be in there because Ohtani would remain healthy all year. I didn't get the wild card that Mike Trout would be out the entire season pretty much. Brutal. Of course, the first year I finally get him in fantasy fucking baseball and he gets injured for most of the season.
Oh, man. That's brutal.
It is brutal.
Your wild card picks were better than mine because in the National League at least, because I had the Mets and Padres, which neither of them will be playing in the postseason.
No, I had the Mets and Padres wild card. That's
you did. Oh,
yes. That is the worst. That is the worst. I picked the Mets who pull off all these big trades and then just fell apart. It was like Javi Baez came into the inside like a pariah and just tore the team apart.
Yeah, I mean, they were heading in a poor direction before he got there, but you can place the blame on him.
Whatever. It's just crazy. And then I had the Padres as the wild card because I thought they would. Because let's be honest, no one, us, or anywhere else across the entire country have the San Francisco Giants in the preseason doing anything.
They don't appear in anywhere in any of our picks. So
not just any of ours, anyone's. So we're not we're not any worse off than anyone else for blowing that pick because no one had that pick.
We're all NostraDumbasses.
Yes, we're all but yeah, Mets and Padres. I mean, my wild card is probably going to be 0 for 4.
That's possible. Yeah, the Blue Jays are the only ones with a chance. So.
Yeah, I mean, really, I drank the Angels and Joe Madden Kool-Aid in the preseason, and that really.
Well, I got confused earlier because my picks are almost equally as bad. I did have the Rays making the wild card, but they have won the division. And then I had the Twins making the wild card, which
yeah,
they might be the worst team in the American League. Although they're beating the fuck out of my Tigers this week, which is annoying. But
Tigers just took the lead, though.
Oh, nice. I'm missing some fun stuff. They've had a horrible week. You guys sent us into a tailspin after that melee, and
it's working out as the message I sent. But the funny thing about the Rays thing is I was watching. This has to be talked about. I'm watching the replay of the NostraDumbass earlier today
from the website.
Yeah, from the website. And
you can find it at majorleagueaholes.com.
I'm over there going, my reason I'm moving the Rays to the wild card is because, they won in the anomaly season and they lost Blake Snell and they're just going to take a step back. And you're nodding like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, preach. That's why, that's why I said I'm not picking them for the wild card even. I think the Angels are trending upward. I think Joe's going to work his magic and they're going to sneak in there. And then that's when you came in and said, well, I'm going to disagree with you there because I'm picking them for my wild card. But we were all on board. Like, we're like, oh, they're totally taking a step back because they lost so much.
Yeah, the Rays, whatever the Rays do, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, you did say something really good in that point. You said, well, I'm picking them to make the wild card because they always find a way to win.
They do. I mean, they lost Tyler Glasnow, who is actually coincidentally my Cy Young pick. They still won the division going away. So it's just amazing what they do and how they do it. I used to work with the Montgomery Biscuits, their AA affiliate, for about 10 years. And, I was there when Longoria was coming through the system and when David Price was, and they just haven't stopped producing talent. It's just crazy what they do and how they do it. There's a really good book by a now disgraced author, Jonah Carey is his name, Jonah something. He wrote The Extra 2% is the name of the book, but it describes how the Rays used Wall Street principles to kind of take Moneyball to like the next level, kind of the nth degree of Moneyball is what the Rays have been doing. And it's kind of deep into the weeds, and it's a fun read though. But yeah, I think the guy is disgraced. He got canceled because there was some weird sexual, not assault, but harassment stuff going on in his career. And I don't think you've heard from him since, but sorry about that. But that's what I know about the Rays system and how they do it. But boy, yeah, at least I picked them for the wild card.
By the way, Ryan, all I heard from that segment was Rays and sexual harassment. So please explain yourself. No, I'm kidding.
It's on tape. We are now on tape. You can go back and rewind. I was accusing the Rays of sexual harassment. My National League wild cards were the Nationals, which couldn't have been further from correct. But I did have I did have the Dodgers, which looks like, I mean,
you might be right on that one.
I think they're likely going to be the wild card. So I did slightly better in the wild card picks than you did. But
oh yeah, I'm staring 0-4 in the face. But there's still after tonight, there's still 3 games left. So the Blue Jays still losing 5-2 will not be out of it. So.
Well, we both had the White Sox in the World Series. You had the Cardinals joining them, and I had
shit!
I had the Padres beating them. So you're definitely going to win the World Series prediction. At least your teams have made the postseason, where only one of mine has, and my eventual winner is not even going to be 500. So maybe you win the NostraDumbass awards for 2021.
I mean, my storyline World Series is intact. La Russa. versus the student, the master versus the student.
You won't be hearing from me if that is the World Series.
I am taking
canceling.
you to what I am not. I'm telling Robin she can't go, and I'm flying Smitty in, and he has to go to the game with me.
I'm canceling my participation in this podcast, in baseball, and anything.
Oh, no, guys, tell Smitty he can't go on vacation again during a trade deadline because me trying to babble on very quickly. I just
carry the
podcast by myself is not fun. You need the dynamic between the two of us. So
we need something. Hey, I wouldn't want to do it by myself either, so don't feel bad.
And I literally was going to I thought that segment was going to be about a minute and a half, and I think I was out for like 5 minutes. And
you were on for 10. I broke it down into a bonus podcast.
God, that was 10 minutes too long.
You punished yourself.
I did.
Well, I think we can now get into our MVP. I want to talk about our MVP predictions, our Cy Youngs, and our Rookies of the Year. The Rookies of the Year is very interesting. So, but let's start with MVP. You had Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. Aaron Judge is potentially there, but Cody Bellinger may have had the worst.
Oh my God, what happened?
Year. I don't know. That is a great question. And how the Dodgers, they don't even really care. It doesn't really matter. They're over 100 wins already. That's how deep they are. They can deal with a horrific season by his. I mean, was he the World Series MVP?
Yeah.
So his precipitous drop is, I don't know. Maybe he felt like he's reached his zenith and doesn't have to do anything but bang models and drink beers after that. So who knows?
Speaking of drinking beer, I think I'm gonna have some Revolution Anti-Hero IPA right now.
Another nice swig. Delicious.
We're
gonna have to calm down on this. This might be over the top, but I don't know how to deal with a sponsorship. I've never been sponsored before, but thank you. For my MVPs, I'm pretty spot on here. I think I've got Shohei Ohtani. I saw the potential for him to be the MVP as he could put together a resume that would be unparalleled by anybody in the American League, just because he's a pitcher and he can throw 100 and he can hit 100. And I didn't realize he would hit 45 home runs and steal 20 whatever bases.
25 right now.
Win 13. Did he win 13 games? I mean, he's just incredible. What he did this year may never be able to repeat. That's going to be a fun thing to talk about in the offseason. But clearly the MVP in my mind. There's potential that Vlad Guerrero could win it if he was going to win the Triple Crown. But I think that has slipped away. So I think he's got that wrapped up.
Quick question on the whole MVP thing. What are your feelings, like just your personal feelings? Like, should only like playoff teams, guys on playoff teams wear higher weight than guys on a team that has been basically out of it for 2.5, 3 months of the season?
I sometimes that's my answer. And this is why baseball is brilliant by calling this the MVP and not the most outstanding player or the best player. Most valuable player change is such a nebulous term that you can define that in so many ways. And that's where it brings in a team that that is in the playoffs or a contender. To find a valuable player in that is a valuable player. Could a valuable player even exist on a shitty team? I think it can. I view it as, at least this year, and I think most times I view it as who's the fucking best player, who was better than everybody else. And I think it's pretty obvious Shohei Ohtani was just in such a weird, it's never happened before to have a pitcher and a batter of that caliber.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just say he's the best player. I think it's a tiebreaker. If there were two equal candidates and one was in the playoff race and one was not, then that's where I would throw the weight of the value towards a player on a team that's going to the playoffs or a contender. And I think that's the way I would view it. But go ahead.
Do you feel that? I feel like home runs are way too weighted in the MVP candidate.
There's a lot of ways. Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, to each their own. You can vote for whoever you want, or however you want. I think home runs are probably overrated in many ways, but I think it's a decent measure. It's not can't be the only thing that I mean. Otherwise, it would just be well, who won the home run crown every year?
Well, I mean, and I'm gonna just bring up this point, which I know he's not even in the talk for it, but the Sox are 500 without Tim Anderson and 22 games over with Tim Anderson.
Yeah.
Like,
do you think he's going to get any consideration?
I mean, maybe
he might get some votes, but
he might get some votes, but like that to me is a most valuable player to a team.
I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of ways to measure it, and he is valuable as shit to your team, and that's you understand that if you've watched any White Sox games. Is he more valuable than someone else to their team? It's so impossible to quantify, and that's why I just most of the time I just go for who I think the best was. So those are my thoughts, at least.
All right, cool.
Cy Young. You had your hometown pick, Lucas Giolito.
Well,
in the American League.
You know what? I mean, he ended up having a very good season, not Cy Young worthy, but
no, he had two teammates that were closer than he was.
Yeah.
At one point, but you also had Yu Darvish, and I think that may have been a jab at me throughout that offseason, as he was the biggest story being traded for pennies on the dollars.
He definitely started off. He started off as the Yu that left Chicago, and then he turned into the Yu that arrived in Chicago. By the end of the season, by the midway point of the season. So that was a terrible choice on my part.
I think he was injured I think he's injured now. That just sort of another litany of things that happened to the Padres this year, but lost Pete again, but I think he can hear me. There he's back. My Cy Young picks were both taken out by major injuries. I had Tyler Glasnow for the second year in a row. I predicted him to be the Cy Young Award winner, and he had a chance until they removed sticky substances from his palette of weapons, I guess. And he in fact blamed the lack of being able to use sticky substances on his Tommy John surgery. I thought that was ridiculous at the time, but it was right at the beginning when they started enforcing the sticky substance rule, and he was hurt like on his first start, and he said it was because he suddenly couldn't grip the ball the same way, and he needed time to adjust. But whatever. We dealt with that at the time. But my National League Cy Young was Jacob Degram, who was well on his way to winning a runaway victory with the Cy Young until he experienced some, I believe it was forearm issues.
Yes,
or
forearm.
Yeah. So, and he has not played in 3 months now. So shouldn't be surprising. He was throwing, his average fastball is over 100 miles an hour, and it had increased in velocity over the last 4 years by 4 miles an hour. It was just a lot of warning signs that he was overthrowing, but he was so fucking dominant as when he was healthy. Just couldn't make it through a whole season, but I think I was on my way to being correct on both of those until injuries derailed their seasons. That gets us to Rookie of the Year. And you of course went with your hometown Andrew Vaughn, as you predicted he would hit 30 home runs. He has had a solid rookie season. He hasn't quite reached the lofty heights that you predicted, but I'm not sure he's going to win Rookie of the Year with 15 home runs, but I'm not really sure who the front runner is in Rookie of the Year right now anyway. But for the National League, though, you had Ian Anderson, which that has potential to actually come through, but you mainly picked him because you wanted to make a Jethro Tull reference.
No, I picked him because I wanted yes, but also I wanted, I like the Braves, and I thought he's a solid pitcher. So, yeah.
Well, that leads to my Rookie of the Year selections. And I predicted Nick Madrigal would be rookie of the year in the American League, having no idea who would eventually be injured, and then traded to my Chicago Cubs. So that just proves what a homer I am not, because I was actually predicting Nick Madrigal would be good before he actually came to the Cubs, and now I can what's the word? I can feel justified in celebrating that he has been traded to my Cubs and that he will have a fantastic career as a Cub going forward, because I was predicting good shit for him when he was with my arch rivals. So what do you think of that?
Sure. I don't know why the Sox are your arch rivals. They're not even in your division, but hey, that's cool, man.
Well, Tigers fan, buddy. Arch rival since 1983, when I saw Lamar Hoyt's beard on that Tops and those fucking uniforms in the 83
Did you see
Topps
the
collection.
Did you see the
like,
cocaine in the beard though? Did you see that too?
I just assumed. I don't think I knew what cocaine was when I was 10 years old, but I could sense there was something wrong with that fucker.
You didn't live in Chicago.
I had Sixto Sanchez.
That's right.
As my National League rookie of the year with the Miami Marlins, mainly because I had just seen him in the past postseason really destroy the Cubs offense, which was already broken, obviously. It was impressive in the postseason. I just really like the name Sixto Sanchez. It just sounds fucking cool.
It sounds like it's out of like a Robert Rodriguez or a Quentin Tarantino film.
Totally. Good call. Well, so yeah, those were our NostraDumbass predictions for 2021. As you can see, we're all over the place. Some are solid, most are way off base, but we had logical reasoning behind our choices. We're just fucking wrong. But
I just love. I was laughing so hard at our debate on the Rays and our agreement and on the step back they were gonna take. And
that's what's awesome about this. Like we're on a podcast. Our words, we have hundreds of hours now recorded of us blathering about baseball that we can go back if we really want to and see how stupid we are about this shit. So
yeah, and all I had to do was search Major League A-holes.
NostraDumbass?
Yeah, and it comes right up.
Comes up on Google?
Yeah,
they know us. We're out there.
We're loaded, man. There's all kind of where we come up easy. So I didn't have to like page through Facebook or anything. I just typed it right in and boom, there we go.